There are a number of words in English that students tend to pronounce incorrectly. In this video, we're going to have a look at some of these, some 10 examples of frequently mispronounced words. You can find this video and the presentation if you click on the link or if you scan the QR code. If you visit the link, if you visit my blog post, you will also find examples from TV shows and from songs where native speakers pronounce these particular words in context to illustrate how you actually pronounce these words. That way you can also check whether what I'm saying is right or wrong. So, word frequently mispronounced number 1, important, important. Pay attention to the fact that the stressed syllable is the second one. That's why in the phonemic transcription you have the stress here. That's why you say important, important. And with a long O sound here. Important, important. Word number 2, interesting, interesting, interesting. As you can notice, the stress is on the first syllable, and also because the stressed syllable is this one here, this vowel in the middle is very small, really weak. Sometimes you could even say that it's not here, so imagine it wasn't there. So you pronounce interesting, interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Number 3, tired, tired. You don't pronounce this letter here, the silent letter, and remember that there's a slight aspiration at the beginning. Tired, tired. I'm so tired. In the transcription, as you can see, the dictionary includes this sound in between brackets because if you're using probably a standard British accent, you will not pronounce that letter or very slightly. Whereas if you're using an American accent or maybe some other rhotic accents that tend to pronounce the R, tend to use it, then you can hear. So for example, Donald Trump might say tired, and you can hear a bit of sound. But anyway, I would say something like tired. Word number 4 is pronounced bored, bored. I'm bored. I'm so bored. What you do here, you don't pronounce this letter, and the stress is on the first syllable, and this is a long O sound. Bored, bored. This is boring. I'm so bored. Something similar happens here. Some people might pronounce this R more strongly than others. I would personally say bored. And I have included this word here, which is spelled in a different way. It has a different spelling, but the pronunciation is exactly the same. I'm going to play a board game because I'm really bored. Word number 5 contains lots of letters, but some of them are not pronounced. So for example, you wouldn't pronounce this one here, and this is very weak, really weak. And you wouldn't pronounce this one either. And the stress, remember, is going to be here. That's the stressed syllable, the strong one. That's why you say comfortable, comfortable. Are you comfortable? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you comfortable, comfortable? Or you talk about a comfortable chair, comfortable sofa, comfortable. Word number 6, the only problem here, I don't know, you don't pronounce that letter, and then you really pronounce it. If you are a native Spanish speaker, it's very similar to Spanish then. Since, since you've been gone, since 1853, since. Number 7, you don't pronounce this letter here, and this one, the stress is going to be at the beginning. Okay, and this one is going to be a weak vowel. You don't pronounce it very much. Okay, so some people might pronounce it with this sound here. Some speakers might even make it even weaker and use a schwa. So you would say something like orange, 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 or orange, perhaps. But it's a very weak sound. Oh, orange. So this is a strong syllable. Oh, orange, orange. So my favorite colors are purple and orange. Number 8 is the word conclusion. Conclusion. Very interestingly enough, that particular letter is pronounced in a very similar way to how you would pronounce it in Spanish, for example. Conclusion. Because this is the stressed syllable, so it is a strong vowel. Conclusion. Conclusion. As you can see, this is a very weak vowel. Conclusion. Conclusion. And that sound might be a bit tricky. It's very similar to the one, it's the same, you use when you use the word television. Television. But anyway, the typical problem tends to be that some people think that this is a different vowel. No, it's a long oo sound. Conclusion. Number 9 is the adjective busy. Busy. And the way you pronounce this particular letter is the same when you say that I'm terribly busy or I run a business. It's just an I sound, a short I sound. Busy, I'm busy. I can't talk right now, I'm busy. Or she's out of business now. Be business. And finally, number 10 is the suffix that you can find when you talk about your husband's family or your wife's family. When you talk about your sister or brother or father or son or daughter, whatever, in law. Law. Bear in mind, this is just one vowel sound and it's a long O sound. Some people think that because you write 2 letters here, you have to make 2 sounds. No. I run into my sister-in-law. This is my brother-in-law, my father-in-law. Or when you talk about your husband's or your wife's family, you talk about my in-laws. But again, a long O sound, just one vowel, law, law. And it's the same when you talk about a lawyer or when you talk about, the law in general. My father-in-law, my family-in-law. If you're ever in doubt, my advice for you could be to either visit the Cambridge Dictionary, which will provide you not just with the phonemic transcription, but also with audio clips of how to pronounce these words, both in British and American English. You can also go to the Macmillan Dictionary if you need to copy and paste the official phonemic transcription. And finally, you can also go to this website, Youglish, where you can type a word you need to hear to know how to pronounce it. And then it will find you YouTube videos where that particular word is pronounced and at exactly the right time where it is pronounced in the video. In any case, as I said in the beginning, you can visit this post where you can find this video, the presentation, and definitely examples taken from TV shows and songs where much better speakers, native speakers of a language, are going to give you examples of how to pronounce these words in context. Thank you for watching.